this week with winter meetings, lots of interesting trade rumors going around. The last one I saw recently was potentially a trade with the Astros for Kyle
Yeah.
Tucker, which
Yep.
is really that would be a huge upgrade for an offense that just hasn't really put it together. That we feel like there's kind of nowhere for them to go. I think we talked about the last few episodes. They've kind of got worked themselves into a corner with free agents bumping up against their de facto salary cap. Um, and then does
Sound
it mean
effects
that's the
galore in
end of
this
the segment?
episode.
Yeah. Um, so I don't even remember what I was saying now, but the
Kyle
Kyle Tucker
Tucker,
would be a
de facto
huge,
salary cap.
he'd be a massive upgrade for the offense. But the names I've seen that would go back to Houston don't really make sense to me. Like I saw one place where it was Isaac Paredes plus Seiya Suzuki
Yeah.
plus a prospect. I'm like, well, that's interesting because you only have Kyle Tucker for one more year. They'd be trading him for the 25 season, and he's a free agent after that. So that seemed like a steep price. Then today I'm reading it would be Isaac Paredes or Seiya Suzuki, which is like, well, yeah, I'd do that in a second. So it's kind of been, I don't know, the rumors are kind of all over the place. They don't really make any sense. So Paredes, to trade for 1 year Kyle Tucker, I would definitely part ways with Paredes. The Seiya Suzuki rumor is strange to me because he's got a full no trade clause, so he would have to agree that he'd want to go to Houston, which I don't know if that's something he'd want to do. But I don't know. There's not that doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me, so I'm not sure how much validity is behind those rumors. Kyle Tucker would certainly be an interesting piece that would change my view of the Cubs offense going into 2025. So I'd be all for it if they can swing it somehow. You've
Yeah.
heard rumors about Cody Bellinger getting. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah. I was going to say, like, I felt the same way as you when I saw Paredes and Suzuki. I'm like, well, you're not going to get the same offensive production out of just Tucker to trade away both those guys and a prospect for the 1 year. So it seems like way too much.
Yeah.
Unless there was
Yeah.
some way to you were going to sign him prior, like a trade and a sign immediately. If you had that in the works, then maybe. But I don't like, to me, like looking at it from you want to upgrade your offense. Well, I think you kind of want to keep Suzuki and have Kyle Tucker. You know what I mean? And be able to leverage both of them in the outfield and DH, and then
Yeah.
you
Yeah. I don't think I
have
want to
an
see.
upgrade
I don't
all.
want to see Suzuki in the outfield anymore. He cannot. He just can't play the outfield. Something's going on with his vision or something. He was a disaster. So I think your point to is playing DH might make sense, but um, yeah, I could see why you'd want to hold on to Suzuki for his offense. But I'm sorry, I think I cut you off again. We've got a big delay going on again. So sorry.
No, you didn't. You didn't cut me off. No, no, you're
Oh,
good.
okay. Well, Bellinger, I mentioned briefly. He's supposed to be on the trading block, which is hilarious because he unexpectedly exercised his player option to come back to the Cubs, which I don't think they were prepared for. So it's like, well, you come back, we'll just fucking trade you. Um, although I still don't see how the Cubs are a better team without Bellinger. That seems like the kind of guy that's okay. We'll deal with that and add around him for this one more season. I know you're not as big a fan of Bellinger, but I don't think he's a bad player. He might be overvalued, might be paid a bit much, but Cubs can afford it, except they choose not to. And that's why they're deciding they need to trade him because they're too close to that de facto salary cap.
Uh,
So
what
that's
I'll,
just frustrating. Go ahead.
yeah, what I'll. Sorry, time's up. What I'll say about Bellinger is I was the least shocked individual, I guess, that he exercised his option. There's no way he's going to get any more money than that based on his performance last year. So there's nothing shocking there. The fact that the Cubs are shocked is crazy to me because I think Boris is his agent or whatever, but like, there's no way you'd be like, just take the money. You're not going to get, you needed another season like you had the year prior with the Cubs to shop yourself around again, and you didn't have it.
Yeah.
I think I don't disagree. Like, he obviously has, you know, he has value. It's just I only think a team with, you know, who's spend happy would even trade for him unless the Cubs are going to eat like a substantial amount of that salary this year.
Yeah, they don't wanna do that. The whole point is getting rid of his salary, so
Yeah, so
they would not do that, so I don't know. We'll see where that goes. That might not go anywhere, so it's just frustrating when I hear his name in trade talks because there's no reason for the Cubs to be wanting to trade him other than to save cash. That's just stupid.
Word Hole Media.